Welcome to the Resilient Artist Podcast, your go-to space for wellness and success strategies tailored for musicians. Join us each week as we explore tips, tools, and stories to help you thrive in your music career while staying balanced and inspired. Let's dive into today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Resilient Artist Podcast, a place where we help musicians build sustainable careers, preventing burnout. I'm one of your hosts, Crystal McGrath.
And I'm Rachel. Today we're talking about something that can transform your journey completely as an artist, and that is having daily habits for a positive music mindset.
Yeah, mindset is everything in the music industry, in life, really. So success isn't just about talent, it's about the habits and the routines that we build in our life to keep you motivated.
So what if we told you that your daily habits could be the difference between feeling stuck and thriving in your music career? So let's go ahead and break this down. So why does mindset matter so much in music, or like Crystal said, in life in general? Well, let's go through a few key points here. Number one, music, as you know, is a mental game. Self-doubt, comparison, and burnout can hold you back more than a lack of talent. The industry is tough. Rejection, slow growth, and competition are real. A strong mindset helps you push through all that. And success comes from consistency. Your habits shape your results more than one-off efforts do.
Totally. And you have to train your mind just like you would train your physical body working out, just like you would train your voice for singing, just like you would train, practice for playing guitar. The mind is a muscle as well. And it's something that's so important so that you can stay focused and in this game long term, because if you don't do that, then you're going to be out real quick.
That's right. And think about the artists that you admire. What do you think they do on a daily basis to stay on top of their game? Think about an athlete. I've always read a lot about athletes, and they have always said that the mind game is the biggest part. It's even more sometimes than the physical game.
100%. I remember just even being young and being a gymnast, and that was the biggest part, was just staying focused on what's the next move, or where I'm at. Or if you fall and in a routine, then you have to get right back up and keep going. Like when you're in competition, there's no time to stop and be sad about it. It's like, okay, on to the next, let's go. And so you're training your mind to just consistently stay present, not worrying about the future and not being sad about the past. And that really helps, just that presence. So meditation is a great way to train your mind to do that. So let's just chat a little bit about some daily habits for a positive music mindset. So one thing I love to do is starting the day with a clear intention. So don't wake up and doom scroll. That's one of the worst things that you can do for your mind, is pick up your phone and scroll. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about you have the most dopamine in the morning when you first wake up. So that happy feeling, that good vibes. And think of it like a lemon. And when you're squeezing the lemon, all the juice comes out. And so in the morning, that's when you're at your highest. So when you pick up your phone and start scrolling, or if you turn on the news or watch TV and you're just lying in bed, that is just squeezing out all of your dopamine, and you're not going to be left with much left for the rest of the day. But if you get up and you do something fulfilling, something positive, something that energizes you, like movement, that's one of the best things. But yeah, just doing things that energize you in the morning to keep that dopamine hit up. Yeah. So thinking about that clarity in the morning.
And that's such a good point, because that doom scrolling often leads to a negative mindset, which
Totally.
is right, which is the daily habit number 2, and that's reframe negative thoughts. Because anytime I've ever gotten stuck in that doom scrolling, you end up coming across something that is not exactly the most uplifting, and then you're crying and you feel bad about yourself or something, right? Or there's something that to compare to, right? So your inner dialogue really shapes your confidence. So if you're waking up first thing in your morning saying, I'm not good enough, or, this is really depressing, it's really important then to snap yourself out of it and switch it to, I'm doing my best every day. I am positive, I am just going to keep focused. So one thing you can do to help really reframe that negative thought process is keep a journal, and maybe even write down some of those negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. One thing I like to personally practice is when my mind goes in that negative space, I kind of like to just say, okay, stop, okay, and then reframe. Turn it around into a positive space, or start to think of it as like, is this really that big of a deal? And then focus on something that you love and something that makes you happy to snap you out of that negative mindset.
And another thing I like to do is think, is this going to matter tomorrow? Is this going to matter in 5 years? No? Okay, then why is it such a big thing right now? And really, I know that's like so much easier to say than to actually do in the moment, but just a little trick you can use.
But that's about
And
training the mind though, right, Crystal? Like, and I know it's like we always say, oh, that's easier said than done, but it's got to get to the point that where it's easy to do, right? We have to stop that negative monkey mind from going a little crazy on the wheel there and be able to, that's more, emotional intelligence comes in, and really focusing the mind and being able to control that. And that is
totally.
like, just like you said before, just like training the physical body, we got to train that mental body so that yes, you can still be angry, you can still be frustrated, but you know exactly how to turn it around and how to turn it around fast.
Yes. And that's practice, right? And it's like we were just saying earlier, like the more you do something, the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. It's just like picking up a guitar. The first time you pick up a guitar to do a solo, it's like, I don't know where to put my fingers. I don't know what to do. And then, you practice it every single day, and all of a sudden you're on stage just ripping that solo, not even thinking about it. And that's the same kind of thing that happens with your mind when you start practicing. The mindset shifts. It'll automatically kind of tune into being second nature, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Then that leads me into another tip, which is movement. Movement is medicine. It's so good for your mind. Something that I recently started doing, working from home, it's like I'm always on the computer. I'm in my kind of zone here. And before I leave my room to go see my family, I like to pick up my weights and do like a 5 or 10 minute workout just to reset my mind frame so that I'm not in this work mode. And I think that's really helpful to do in the day. If you're feeling frustrated or stuck on something, go outside for a quick walk. And when you come back, you're a different person all the time. Even if it's 5 minutes, just go stand outside, do some jumping jacks. When you're at your desk, maybe stand up and do some squats. You can still work or do what you're doing, but movement is medicine. So really trying to tie that into your day. It doesn't have to be much. I keep stressing that because a lot of times we're programmed to think, oh, we need to go do a yoga class. Well, that's an hour of the day, and then we have to drive half an hour and half an hour. So that's 2 hours of my day. I don't have time for that. And I love yoga classes, don't get me wrong, but it's time. And that's something that I think a lot of us struggle with is not feeling like we have enough time. The time is there. It's just how we use it properly. So doing those 5 to 10 minute bursts,
That's
so
right.
helpful.
100%. It just really does shift the mind, especially walking outside. I love that, getting close to nature.
Really.
And that kind of ties in again to our tip number 4, and that's practice gratitude and reflection, because I love to practice gratitude and reflection when I'm moving my body. So whether it's in a yoga class, whether it's walking outside, walking the dogs or working out, really focusing internally, having gratitude for the fact that you're even just being able to do that activity in that moment. I always say that when I'm teaching a yoga class, saying, let's just be grateful for being here because there's a lot of people who can't. And I
Mhm.
think that's a really important one to remember, that, there's a lot of people who can't do what you're doing, writing music or, whatever it is that you're focusing on. So practicing that gratitude and focusing on what's working and what's good in your world is such a game changer. That daily gratitude practice shifts your perspective huge, and it really does help you stay motivated on what you're doing and focusing in on your music and your career and everything else that you have going on in your life.
Totally. So I love having a journal and just jotting down 3 things I'm grateful for at the end of the day. I can't promise and say that I do this every single night. I wish I did, but I don't. It's something that really works though. If you do get into a habit of doing this, even if you can do it 3 times a week, have a journal by your bed and write down 3 things, or even one. Make it simple. Something that you're grateful for the day. So tie it into your music. What did you do today that moved the needle a little bit ahead? Maybe you sent out an email. Maybe you made a post on social media. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can just be something minor that shifts the needle a little bit, because we get way too caught up in only celebrating the big wins, but it's all these little things that lead us to that big win, right? So we have to celebrate the journey. All right, let's talk about how we stay consistent with these habits, because just like the wheel of life that we've talked about before, or the wellness wheel, we can't do all of them at the same time. So really just focusing on one thing and trying to get a habit of doing that. And once it's a habit, then you can move to the next thing. So really try not to overwhelm yourself. Start with one habit, keep building from there. Use reminders. So I love making reminders in my phone to remind me to drink water, for instance, or to get up and move. That's a great thing. You could put a little reminder in your phone for every hour, get up and do a couple squats or jumping jacks. Just get your blood moving. Yeah, little reminders or post-it notes, whatever works for you. But our phones have so much technology that let it work for you. And then finding accountability, that's something that I love. And that's why we're here. We're here to help be your accountability coaches so that you can stay on track and that you can stay motivated. So having a supportive community, having a friend that's in a similar boat, somebody that you can reach out to if you're feeling unmotivated. Maybe you even use ChatGPT as your support coach. I mean, there's just so many different ways that you can find support out there.
That's right. And the key is really just to make these habits part of your routine. Just like practicing your instrument or writing songs, make it so that it's not a chore, it's just what you do every day.
And the more you reinforce these habits, the easier it's going to become. So just keep practicing little bits at a time. You don't have to do big chunks. It's not a big thing. It's a small little thing. All the small little things every day add up and they make a big difference in your life. All right. So on that note, let's wrap this up. If you take away one thing from today, let it be that your mindset is your greatest strength and your greatest asset as a musician. So the habits that you're shaping and building today will help shape tomorrow. So really tune into your wellness today, turn into your mindset, do one small little thing today that's going to make tomorrow a brighter day.
And if you want to dive deeper into building a strong, resilient mindset, grab our book, The Resilient Artist, Wellness and Success Strategies for Musicians. It is packed with strategies to help you stay inspired, overcome challenges, and create a sustainable music career.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon or through our website. So if you're curious where to buy it, the link's in our bio on our all socials. Just go on Amazon, type in Artist Wellness Collective or The Resilient Artist, and you will find us there. We want to hear what you think. We want to hear your takeaways from this episode. Feel free to leave comments or DM us on socials.
So until next time, everyone, keep creating, keep growing, and remember, you are stronger than your doubts.
Thanks for tuning in to the Resilient Artist Podcast. If you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow, like, and share this podcast with your fellow musicians. Your support helps us grow and reach more artists just like you. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode and leave us a review to let us know what you think. Ready to take your wellness journey to the next level? Join the Artist Wellness Collective at www.artistwellnesscollective.com for more resources, community, and support designed to help musicians thrive. Until next time, keep creating and living your best artistic life.